a street that was shut down by New Orleans police. Okay. And then the police came in after seeing that there was so many people descending on the area, and they extracted YB out of there.
Out here. That bit top out here. That bit top out. That bit top out.
There you go.
Hold up, y'all.
Anyway, happy birthday to young boy. What I'll say about this is that dude does a show, and I was talking to his security guards, and they're like, man, it's one of the hardest details ever. It was like, we all chilling. You got to realize he's moving around in bulletproof vehicles. He's moving pretty good, like a president, as he should. And so all of a sudden, everybody chilling. They see a door swing open, which is a door to whatever vehicle he's in, and he just started walking by himself. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? So that's how this initially happens. This supposedly happened like twice or three times at night. I believe I was told that Montana bought him like some car, some like vintage car that ran out of gas. He hops out afterwards, and all hell breaks loose. If you've seen like he was alone, it's because he's not really waiting on security or whatever. He gonna do him, and niggas gotta catch up. Anyway, no harm, no foul, no fights, no shootings, no nothing. And I'll be honest with you, I might go to one or two more shows after this. There's about like 10 more left. I'm not going to go to all of them, maybe one or two more. But I do want to tell y'all, for all the young boy fans, like, man, if you hear things about this tour, it's not him. It's everybody else. For what I heard about New Orleans, everyone was on high alert because the feds came in. Keep in mind, young boy just spanked the feds. He beat them in a gun case. They're not the happiest. They supposedly came in, spooked local PD, told them that they had intel that young boy's ops were going to pull up. Niggas from Chicago was coming with heavy artillery and all that type of stuff. And for that, New Orleans PD, they were a bit spooked. They put 400 cops extra. And, I hate to talk the business of touring, but let me tell you how some of these things work, respectfully. They want young boy to cancel a tour stop. I'll tell you why. Because if he cancels, then he doesn't get paid. Okay? Remember, this is all agreed to by Live Nation. These venues already agreed. If he cancels something, he doesn't get paid. This is why I told you he got paid for the Chicago show. This is how it works. There's a few places cancellations of a tour could come from. The police could come in and say, hey, this is a security threat. We can't provide adequate security for this venue. Based on what we've researched on what the threat level is, we can't guarantee safety. Usually that is incumbent on the venue. The venue is going to be like, all right, damn, if, we're hiring local security, but they're not cops. If the cops can't fully secure the area, you got to imagine when you're bringing out 20,000 people, people are not only at the arena, people are at the hotels, people are going to be at the local clubs, the bars. It's a lot to be thought about. So when police tell you if they can't adequately secure it, it becomes incumbent on the venue. What are you going to do with this nightmare? Keep in mind, most of these venues, when you ever see when they get the contracts to be built, the city pays for some of it. It's subsidized. So a lot of times if they realize they're going to have a concert and then the police tell them, we can't protect or guarantee safety, they might look to cancel it. Now, here how it usually works. If the venue, like for example, Chicago, if the venue cancels it, that ain't YoungBoy's fault. Y'all agreed that he could come there and could do the show. He ain't saying he was gonna come. He wasn't late. He was ready to go. When you cancel it, you have to pay out. So YoungBoy got paid for that show. From what I heard, wait, let me see. So the Atlanta show that got canceled, apparently, and I've told you guys this, the police are a little bit, for whatever reason, they're moving off the perception of YoungBoy. So they're thinking he's coming through with grenades, rocket launchers, landmines. He's coming through with everything. Every type. They think he's Bin Laden. And they're going off of what people say online, what they deem the threat level to be. So they're thinking he's Bin Laden. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? Also, when you have the feds show up and advising local PD start to be like, well, goddamn, this nigga got to be like that. YoungBoy's not showing up with any weapons. He went to New York. He never got arrested. Okay? He went to Boston. He was on the whole. He's not doing that. But that is a perception that's driving a lot of this chaos, right? So what happened is, from what I heard, that in Atlanta, there was a verbal argument between the police officers and some people that was affiliated with him at the end of the show, and the police upped the threat level to say that there was imminent danger that someone was going to die the night after the second show. It's like, again, they're treating YoungBoy like he's Bin Laden. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like again, whatever gangster rapper or whatever rapper y'all listen to, maybe they ain't on shit, or I don't know what's going on, but the police go to their show. The police is at everybody's show. The police are going to work with the fire marshals to make sure the capacity. Police are going to be kind of overseeing local venue security and local venue staff because it's an arena. They're looking at YoungBoy like he's a motherfucking, he's Bin Laden, okay? So because of supposedly a verbal altercation, wasn't physical. And there's some videos where you see, I think I could pull it up. There's a few videos where they kind of explain it. There's a news report. And most of these news report kind of, as I said, they're making this nigga seem like he's, I said to Birdman, I said to a few of them, I'm like, this only makes him look bigger than he is. Because they're making this nigga look like he's a terrorist. Like, yo, if he comes to town, the murder rate is going crazy. Let me see if I can play it. Where is that? Right here. Look.
100 officers, drones, barricades, and armored vehicles. Those are some of the extra security measures planned for rapper NBA YoungBoy's concerts this weekend.
Parker Boyd is live at the Smoothie King Center, which police expect to be packed.
Well, John Meg, NBA YoungBoy set to perform here at the Smoothie King Center on Sunday and Monday nights. Now, New Orleans police are expecting full crowds, that's 17,000 people each night. Now, a law enforcement source tells Fox 8 that one of the rapper's associates also plans to attend. That's rivals of the rapper's associates. They plan to attend the concert as well. A law enforcement source also says.
That's the thing. When I went to Atlanta, not Atlanta, Miami. The Miami cops who were being I waited outside for an hour because I had a couple more people than I usually have, so I stayed outside with them. But they shut down the whole entrance to the artist side. And when I was speaking to the cops, they said, hey, listen, we've gotten intel that YoungBoy has issues with Kodak and Kodak's people's coming here. By the way, these are not true. And I guess I'm only saying this to say, whatever institution is pushing these things, come on, you think Kodak is coming with 100 goons come on, these things sound ridiculous. So the cops are on high alert. They're thinking that there's going to be an all-out war at all these events. All of them. So, and also the feds are popping in to advise them to say, this is a crazy risk. This might be a shootout, might be a bloody massacre. By the way, there's been no reported gunshots within the vicinity of none of these concerts. Anyway, even though, by the way, in New Orleans, they falsely reported that. Anyway, that's nothing. So,
his NBA YoungBoy's concert tomorrow in Atlanta was canceled after members of his entourage clashed with police at the VIP entrance of the State Farm Arena. The New Orleans Police Department says it's been in contact with Atlanta police about that incident. The NOPD plans to have 400 officers on the streets along with state police and federal agents.
Now, here's the thing. The reality is this, man. The police officers, the feds are involved. Everybody's acting spooked. Live Nation, they got their fingers crossed, hoping nothing happens. Nothing hasn't happened. Also, the idea that they put more officers there, YoungBoy's paying for the majority of the extra security. He's cutting, he's getting over $1 million a show. He's not taking from his pocket, but the tour is making a lot of money. It's super hot. They're paying $300,000, $400K to add or pay for additional security for the tour. So when you hear they're putting officers, that's not being paid for by the city. It's YoungBoy and them like, oh, okay, well, we'll pay that fee. Unnecessarily, because there's not really much happening. But I get it. There's this fear that this is Afghanistan. That's how they're looking at it. So a verbal argument at the end of the show in Atlanta get the officers so spooked that they're like, somebody gonna die here, that they push the venue, because that's how it goes. If the cops tell the venue, well, yo, I don't think we don't got enough resources to stop what's finna go on here, the venue's gonna cancel. The first Atlanta show went down without any violence, but they canceled the second out of fear. New Orleans comes. The feds show up there, spook the cops. The cops want it to be canceled. The cops however, it becomes a business decision. If y'all cancel it, y'all got to pay him, like Chicago did. Then they try to put pressure on his team to cancel, but, bro, YoungBoy's team is not violent. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what people think. They're not violent. So you know what ends up happening? They're like, we're going to need 400 cops. They come with this is our security measure. All right, YoungBoy and them pay for it. The first show happens, goes good. Second show happens, goes good. They falsely reported that there was a gunshot fired. There was not a gunshot. It was like they were breaking down some shit. Anyway, the point is this. Most of the issues that you're hearing about this tour, wildly overblown. I'm there. Listen, Akademiks is there my damn self. If I'm over there, y'all know I wouldn't go to no Chicago. Like, if niggas is over there shooting, robbing, niggas getting punched out, I'm not there. I'm backstage every time. So it's not that. So anyway, but I do understand, and I want to send love to all those, great individuals that are running that tour, because they're doing an amazing job. And for the fans who are wondering, yes, the federal authorities are showing up to every show, and they're trying to spook the cops and spook the venue to act like there's imminent shootouts and it's going to be a bloodbath that they could cancel it. And it hasn't happened yet. So, well, it hasn't happened for any shows but Atlanta and Chicago. So, we'll see. Anything else to report? Y'all saw this stuff with me and Aiden. I made sure Aiden was good. Anything with that? Y'all got questions for? Yeah, yo, the Aiden stuff. Y'all gotta remember this, man. Yo, I love all these streamers that are doing amazing stuff, but I do want to say Aiden's a pioneer, man, and he set off something in motion where rappers and streamers could have the synergy. Respectfully, and me and Aiden, I hope, we're going to do much more stuff. I don't, the majority of the rap game shows me love. Y'all see, like, they don't bother me, like, at a young boy show. Like, I do what I want, right? But it's something about Aiden, and I don't know what it is. They don't, like, either they look at him as a lick or a bag, but, like, it's always this extra shit. And, even bringing Aiden there, I had to put my foot down a few times and just kind of make sure shit was, because that's my guy. But I'll say this. For all y'all rappers, man, I know there's a million streamers doing collabs, and y'all could go on their stream, go in the booth, y'all could go on their Mafia-thons or whatever. I'm not throwing shots or nothing like that. I'm just saying, yo, y'all can't be looking at every other streamer as this and look at Aiden like he's some whatever. Aiden's my guy. I fuck with Max. I fuck with Kai. I fuck with Speed. I fuck with all these guys. And I was supposed to stream the second night, but when Aiden was coming, I had to make sure that everything was good for him, and everything came out good. Everything came out good. I know some people might be like, "Why didn't he meet YB?" Let me tell you this. This nigga YB. Yo. Of the 8 shows I've been to, me and him have kicked it maybe at 4. But I don't even hang. I've seen football players, like stars, football players, whatever, athletes, other rappers, just sit outside his dressing room, like just, the nigga's antisocial, my nigga. Like, with me, I just go do my thing, and if he wants to, he'll send somebody like, yo, Ak, come through, and whether we go to eat or we just chop it up, whatever. But it was a tough sell to try to get the picture with Cuffin, which I was, but it is what it is. All right, enough of that young boy stuff. Love you, YB. We'll get to happy birthday to him. By the way, yo, think about the 3 birthdays that came back to back to back. We had Dirk's birthday. Happy birthday, Dirk. Happy birthday to Dirk. Happy birthday to YB. Day after. And I feel like it's almost a day after that. Happy birthday to Savage. Savage turned 33. YB turned 26. How old did Dirk turn? Like 31? How old is Lil Durk? No, he turned 33 as well. So Lil Durk and 21 Savage. How old is 21 Savage? They both turned 33. And look, October 22. Sorry. How old is Lil Durk? So October 19th, Dirk turned 33. How old is NBA Youngboy? October 20th, he turns 26. How old is Lil Durk? No, not Lil Durk, sorry. 21 Savage. October 22, he turns 23, which is today. Happy birthday to all my guys. I rock with all of them, and I feel fortunate that I'm never pitted against any of them. Savage is like a brother to me. Love him. I honestly do love that guy. Pause. Young boy, he's been someone who, me and him, we've had such a unique but like such a special relationship for years. Really, damn near over 10 years now. That I love that, and I'm glad that he's having all the success, and Lil Durk as well. Durk going through his trials and tribulations right now. It's not for me to speak on, but we love Durk too. So, happy birthday to all those guys. But it's crazy how all 3 of them were born in like pretty much 3 days. Damn. All right, cool. What should we get to? Should we get to? Oh, you want me to get to the Depo stuff? I can get to the Deposition stuff and then Nicki Minaj. Okay. Let me give you a breakdown, chat. Let me give you the breakdown. So, and I want to make this abundantly clear because I do see there's a few, I guess maybe Rock Nation shills on Twitter and whatever that essentially they, for them, maybe they just hate me or maybe they just hate bloggers, period. But in their mind, they're like, man, shut the fuck up. We're just glad that Meg the Stallion and Rock Nation, they're getting you for talking shit. Now, I want to make this abundantly clear that if you have that thought that Akademiks or whatever blogger talks too much shit, so they should get sued, I hope you also feel that it's unfair that Drake's lawsuit was dismissed when someone calls him a pedophile, whether it's artistically or not. Because everything does kind of mix with it. When you're talking about a public figure, when you're talking about them as in a term of this is what I think, this is my opinion, or you're even engaged in maybe in a rap battle, it appears that the courts have kind of said this falls within free speech, where your opinion cannot be dictated, mandated, or even directed by any other figure. For whatever reason, it appears that Rock Nation is sick and tired of bloggers like me, Milagros, streamers like Aiden, and others not accepting the propaganda that, so to speak, they're putting out, which is that she's a victim. Now, they haven't filed official legal language with me, or haven't sued me, or they haven't sued Aiden, nor have they sued Drake, or nor have they sued Nicki Minaj, and I'll tell you how the rest of the people kind of connect to it. But they have chosen to sue one person, and it's a blogger. Her name is Milagro. They said her full name when I was on the thing today. It was like Elizabeth Cooper. Some people might know her as Milagro Grams. This is a picture of her here. Now, some of you guys might know, while the Tory trial was going on, as I do with many different trials, that's how I found Lauren Conlon, Sean G during the Diddy trial. When it came to the Tory trial, I kind of leaned on people that were in court. One of those people was Milagro Grams. She's being sued by Nicki Minaj. She's been sued by Meg the Stallion, who claims that she has defamed her. Now, I'm not going to get into the weeds of what the full accusations are, because maybe Milagro did do some things that, we might think is disgusting, or, oh, you went too far. But I've maintained over time that if you think that Meg the Stallion is someone who's a liar, I think that's a valid opinion. That is my opinion, by the way. I've thought Meg the Stallion is a liar. Why do I say that? I don't say maliciously. I go off what I believe to be facts, and it appears to be facts when we see her say on Gayle King, I've never had sex with Tory Lanez, and then she admits subsequently later in a documentary about the case that was for her, she says, I did lie. I think a lot of us knew she lied then. I don't know how you guys take it, but usually when someone lies, oftentimes for me, I'm like, if you lie about the little things, that one homeboy, he'll lie about anything. You'd be like, yo, all right, shit. Yeah, we know you went out last time, but what store you went to? And he can't even tell you that. He's like, now I went over here. And you're like, bro, why do you have to lie about that, right? I've thought that was Meg the Stallion. Because of that, throughout the entire case, I've always been skeptical about her point of view. And even after there was a conviction, which I do admit there was, I definitely thought that Meg the Stallion is a untrustworthy person. Now, after being unable to secure the victim vote, it appears that years or maybe months or whatever after, not only are they suing Milagro Grams, Rock Nation, and I'm going to say Rock Nation, I want to admit, and I'll say this, and Rock Nation, if you're going to file another lawsuit, you could clip this part. I'm saying this colloquially because Rock Nation, which manages Meg the Stallion, they also share the same law firm as Meg the Stallion from what I've seen, Quinn Emanuel. That law firm has been in a huge effort to try to silence or convince doubters of Meg the Stallion that she's A, not a liar, B, which is the most important, a victim, and C, thirdly, a sympathetic figure. That's what I've seen. Okay? So they served me with a deposition. They stayed outside my house, showed up every day, served me with a deposition in a case, and I want to mention what this case is. I'm not a party to this case. What does that mean? I am neither a plaintiff nor a defendant. I'm what's called a witness, or so Meg Thee Stallion claims. So they stuck out or staked out in front of my house, in front of my headquarters for months, daily, shifts. I'm watching these motherfuckers go get lunch. They're just sitting there. I'm like, oh, wow, this is dedication. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Eventually, because I'm doing, eventually I'm still going to live my life. A guy who was dressed as, like he was a courier of some other sort says, hey, are you Akademiks? I say to him, I'm like, motherfucker, you know where you at? Yeah, I am. Says, well, you've been served. I look at it and it's a subpoena to be deposed. Now, I was a little bit shocked. Why was I shocked? Because I knew Meg was suing Milagro. Because respectfully, me and Milagro have had very few conversations. I did a one in-person interview with her. This was right after the Tory case. I flew her out to Miami because I used to record down there at times. But we never really had much conversation outside of stream. Most of our conversations, and I want to say 99% of them, are going to be captured on stream. But they felt that I had information on Meg Thee Stallion, who's the plaintiff, suing Milagro Graham. I don't even remember talking to her on the phone. I know I texted her about meeting up to do an interview. I've met her one time in life. We don't have that buddy-buddy relationship. We're not texting each other constantly. And just to be clear, if she's watching, we're also not beefing. I respect her, and I think she has some respect for me. So, okay, I get served. I want to provide some facts here, people, because, in this new atmosphere, I see people start using these words when people say things that might just seem out the realm of what your commonality or understanding could be. They're like, oh, this person, I seen someone mention schizophrenic. Now, not in terms of me, because I'm highly intellectual. Nobody would never dare do that. But they mentioned that when they thought there was individuals espousing theories that were clearly make-believe, that were clearly beyond the scope or the pale of anything that could be rooted in reality. This was some shit that was just batshit crazy. 6ix9ine called me. I'm going to hit him back after. Okay. Now, I want to be honest with y'all. I was also in that boat as well. Until I'm thinking, you know what? Why do they want a deposition out of me? I don't know. Okay, we'll see. So we do the deposition. And I want to Google this that people can't be like, Ak, you're lying. What is the maximum time for a federal civil deposition? The maximum time, and this is, shout to whatever AI this is, for a federal civil deposition is generally 1 day of 7 hours. Have you ever been questioned for 7 hours? Let me put this in perspective. Imagine being questioned for 7 hours about a case or pertaining to, or remember, they say I'm a witness. I'm not a party. I'm not a defendant, nor am I a plaintiff. I'm not a co-defendant, none of that. I'm a witness. They thought I had so much information. They needed to use, remember, the maximum time is 7 hours. That they used all 7 hours to question me. I want to quote, and by the way, I want nobody hit up this judge. And actually, I won't even mention his name here because this is a good Jersey. He's a Jersey federal court judge, and I don't want y'all to harass him. But this eventually went in front of Jersey Federal District Court. And they scolded Rock Nation's lawyers / Meg Thee Stallion lawyers over at Quinn Emanuel, and they said, why do you need more time with Livingston Allen, a.k.a. DJ Akademiks? We've read the original complaint. It's Meg Thee Stallion versus Milagro Cooper. Livingston Allen, a.k.a. DJ Akademiks, is mentioned one time. Why is he so critical of a witness that you need more than the 7 hours that the federal guidelines allow you? I want you guys to use common sense here. The judge, chat, I ain't even had a lawyer there. The judge was violating them. The judge said, I'm concerned about the practices that Rock Nation lawyers, Quinn Emanuel, that represents Megan Pete, a.k.a. Meg Thee Stallion, are employing. Keep in mind, so let me tell you how this went. They had to come to the District of Jersey to try to, what they call, compel me, which means to get me to do more shit, because I don't live in Florida. So the original case is in Florida. They served me, so I could have ignored it, but then they would have came to Jersey court to enforce it. So I just did it. I did 7 hours. I did it 7 hours. They still weren't happy. So now they got to come to Jersey court, and they did. And we went to a in-person hearing, and the judge said to them, I am concerned. Why do you need to speak to a guy that was mentioned? And by the way, this is the same thing happening with Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross is mentioned one time as well in the complaint. And here's a kicker. Because I've spoken to Aiden Ross's, I won't say who. I don't even think Aiden's going to do the deposition. They said to them, legally, Aiden doesn't know the defendant. He's never heard of the defendant's name. No disrespect to Milagro. He's never heard of her. Why is he a witness? What information could he have? Chat, I just need y'all to use your brain. Just use your brain. Just use your brain. So I mentioned one time, again, I don't have a lawyer. I'm going up against the $200,000 lawyers from Quinn Emanuel. By the way, I could have had a lawyer. But this shit was just, I just had to tell the judge, yo, judge, listen, I did 7 hours. I'm not a party to this case. What more? I had to hit him with a Tyrese. What more do you want from me? The judge agreed. The judge said, I read through the initial complaint. Meg Thee Stallion versus Milagro. Akademiks, a.k.a. Livingston Allen, is mentioned one time. How could he have such important information that you only mention him one time that you need more than 7 hours, which is the maximum amount of time to question him? I'll tell you what they said. Well, when he was talking to us, he was long-winded. Oh, he was like, we think he recorded it, which the judge was like, huh, and? Okay, what? Like, the judge didn't want to hear that. They're trying to figure it out. Why do you need more information? Then the judge jumps back in. The judge says, Miss Manillo, her name is like Joanna Manillo or something like that. That's the lawyer that was the front lawyer. We are severely concerned because after reading the deposition and I read through the transcript, shout out to that judge, man. He said, we are concerned that the questions and the path of questioning that you went down doesn't seem related to your current case in Florida. You're asking about people who are not even alleged or mentioned. Who are those people? Drake, Nicki Minaj. Why are these relevant things? This is where Rock Nation lawyers, by the way, I'm in the hearing. This is the last time I court, not today. Because today we did the 45 minutes. Yo, they got so humbled, they couldn't really act shit today. So I'm just sitting there while they were like, yo, there was a point that they were like, yo, like, I think Milagro lawyer was like, yo, I can't see the exhibits. They were like, oh, could you share your screen? Remember I told you when they try to share their screen, they showed the chat. The chick be like, we're just going to email you. We're not going to share our screen because of obvious reasons. I'm like, y'all look like y'all don't know how to share the screens over there. Y'all gonna share the chat. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. So the judge says to them, could you explain to us or explain to me, because apparently this again, I would have never had to do this, but the magistrate, he's a magistrate judge. His name is Brendan Day. Don't harass him, please. I love him. He took an expedited hearing for Meg Thee Stallion because their trial, so Milagro versus Meg Thee Stallion, that trial is starting in November. So they claim I had the most important information. Like I had it. So the judge actually said, hey, Akademiks, usually these matters could be dealt with in 30 days. Because at first I was like, I might get a lawyer. And then the guys, and then the judge said, this is going to be their trial starts in November. We got to do it now. Right? So the judge is asking Rock Nation's lawyers, why do you need this? Why do you need Akademiks for more information? And then he asked, I read through the deposition that he did for 7 hours. I'm concerned. Why are you asking about Drake and Nicki? These are people who aren't party to this. This is the bullshit answer. And y'all pull the transcripts. We were on the record, so I think there should be, it should be in the transcripts because we were on the record. They said in court then, Your Honor, well, we have more details that we're unwilling to reveal right now, but we're going to present it in court. But we believe that the defendant, they're talking about Milagro, through other means and with other people, they basically were trying to describe a RICO. They said that she was getting paid through other means and other peoples to say certain things that was defamatory to our client, and that other people used her as a mouthpiece and blah, 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 blah. And the judge said, do you have anything that could substantiate that shit right now? And they said, Judge, well, certain things we plan to reveal at trial, but we have a few things. And the judge is sitting there like, yo, Rock Nation, y'all got a lot of money, but y'all can't buy a good judge. Y'all can't buy a good judge. I'm going to keep it a bean with y'all. Y'all can't buy a good judge. Because he sat there and he said, so the judge then says to them, okay, so I read through the brief. By the way, it was like 1,000 pages. Because it had the 7 hour, everything was in transcripts. It was like 1,000 pages, the shit that the judge had to read. And I ain't gonna lie, he was on point. I'm gonna tell you, he called on me afterwards. He said, well, I've read through it. from what you guys have said in your motion to compel, he sat through 7 hours. He's not a party to this case. He's not a party to the case at all. He sat through 7 hours. Are you saying, what did he not answer? And they couldn't bring up he put it on social media, because in their thing they were saying, he took it as a joke. He was clowning us. The judge don't care about that. He's under oath. If he lies, that's a lie. And I don't lie. So I ain't lie. I know I'm on oath. But y'all getting embarrassed by me online, that got nothing to do with nothing. So the judge dealing with facts. So the judge says, from what I read, y'all are claiming he ain't answered one question. They said, yes, Your Honor, that's what it is. They said, so why do you need 3 hours more? They were asking for 3 hours more. You did 7 hours with the nigga. You claim he ain't answered one question. Why do you need 3 hours more to ask him about one question? Well, Judge, we had some follow-up. And by the way, they definitely capped about this. Look on the record. They said, we've gotten some new information that suggests that Akademiks got paid. And I was like, huh? By the way, today I'm sitting in a deposition, never brought it up. Never brought it up. All they asked me was the same question. Do you remember who told you the information about the DNA? I was in there thinking. I was thinking. I don't recall. I recall, chat. I recall. I recall, chat. I recall. So for 45, so basically the judge told him, I'm not giving you the 3 hours. And the judge told him, I'm concerned that his deposition is going into another realm that is nothing material to your case. And you can't tell me, because you're saying, there's stuff we didn't reveal yet. You can't tell me anything that tangibly would tell me that he should answer more questions other than the one you claim he didn't. So I'm not going to give you 3 extra hours to talk to him. I'll give you, he was about to give him 30, but he said 45. I'm going to tell you why I even gave him that. And the judge, I want to say one of the fairest judges, and I fuck with him. He said to me, he said, hey, Akademiks, he said, stand up. I stand up, I'm talking to him. He said, there's 2 issues here. When you said in New Jersey, we have, and there's a recognized shield law, which means if you are a journalist or you operate in journalism and you have a source, they can't force you to give up your source. That's the thing. They said when they ask you who gave you the DNA info about the Tory shit, when you tweeted it, you said because of the nature of the business you were in, you wouldn't give it up. Which means you are invoking the privilege that exists under that law. Rock Nation's lawyers butt in. Hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey, y'all. Like, yo, hold on, man. Hey, y'all, hey, y'all. All right, go ahead. All right, hold on, give us a second. They're like, yo, well, we asked him in the deposition. We asked him if he's a journalist. He say when he want to be. He say like, yo, he just be thugging it. All these things I definitely did say, child, thugging it out here. So they're like, it's not all the way consistent with him doing journalistic things. When he wants to, he's a streamer. When he wants to, he's a this. When he wants to, he's a that. He's not always a journalist, so he shouldn't have journalist protection. And the judge says, well, I don't want to make a decision on that because the higher courts haven't even, remember, This is how it works in federal court. Magistrates, like when Diddy gets arrested, the first thing he sees is a magistrate. The guy who going to be for the whole case is a district. So you got magistrate, district, then you have a circuit court judge, and then you have Supreme Court. So the guy we're talking to is he don't want to make no. He basically explained it, and he was so smart. I love him, by the way. He says, listen here, Rock Nation. You want me to make a blanket decision that streamers could never be considered journalists. I'm not going to do that. That is something that is in the courts now. There is new media. There's people who might be streamers that might not be writing for a newspaper, that whatever, that they definitely will it will apply to them the journalist protection that would be the Shield Law. So if you want me to say because Akademiks calls himself a streamer, he's not a journalist, I'm not making that ruling. What I will do, and I'll put it on the record, is that I'll make a ruling for this time and this time only based on the conduct during this one time. Because you got to remember, there's a lot of things in precedent in court. So if they say, like, if the judges said, "Oh, Akademiks," well, because that's what Rock Nation was saying. Yo, he never went to journalism school. He never went to this. He never did that. He don't have that, so he's not a journalist. The judge says, "Yo, we're in the space of new media. I think on TikTok could be a journalist. I'm not gonna make the determination as you want me to say that he's a streamer could never be a journalist." So it said we're gonna analyze this on a one-to-one basis based on what it is. Cool. They give their reasons why they're like, Akademiks was not acting like a journalist. He was acting like a media personality with an opinion, and it wasn't about just disseminating facts. He had a POV. That's what Rock Nation lawyer says. The judge calls on me and says, okay, hey, listen, I know you represent yourself, but what do you have to say to that? And I said, Judge, my goal of even showing up here, because I could have not showed up and your motion would have been unopposed, I showed up here not to protect the idea that streamers could be journalists. I showed up here because I waived that because I answered their question eventually. So in 7 hours, when they first asked me, yo, are you going to tell us who gave you the info? I said I wouldn't tell y'all because I protect my sources. They're like, oh, they were throwing a fit like, oh, we're going to get the judge in here and try to force you to say it. And then I say, you know what? You don't even got to get the judge. I'm going to keep it a bean with you. I don't remember who told me. So my thing to the judge was, hey, judge, I'm not even using that protection as a journalist. In reality, the shit I tweeted out, I'm telling you, I be off that hand rock. Right now, I'm off that Don Julio. I don't remember who told me. And the judge looked at Rock Nation's lawyers and said, hey, I can't read people's minds. I got no reason to not believe Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen is basically saying, okay, he did raise the question. He did raise the point of maybe what the Shield Law is on the record during the deposition. But by the end of the deposition, he said twice, hey, fuck the Shield Law. I don't recall. I can't read his mind. He say he don't remember it. The nigga don't remember it. I don't remember it. I'm on some YSL Woody shit. I don't remember. I don't recall. So the judge, which, every fair judge is going to be in the middle with most things. He said, hey, and this was his rule. He said, hey, Akademiks, I'm going to be honest with you. You have not tried to protect your right of being a journalist today. You're not asserting your right to be protected by the Shield Law. In fact, you have said that you did answer the question. You just said you didn't recall. And then he basically asked this question. He said, hey, I don't want, if I give another deposition, which I wouldn't do, and he literally said to them, he said, Rock Nation, I'm not doing it for 3 hours. I might do it for 30 minutes. But if I give y'all 30 more minutes with him to delve into this question, just because at first he raised the question or raised the idea of the Shield law, and today in court he's not sitting on it, or pause, he's not standing on it. He's basically saying that he felt like he answered it. He said to me, even though we're off the record, he said he's going to say he doesn't recall. I can't force him to say anything else. I can't read his mind. He seems credible. He's going to tell you he doesn't recall. Are you guys okay with me giving a limited scope deposition, an addition? However, I don't want no questions about Drake and Nicki. And that was the agreement. So today we went in. They couldn't ask about Drake and Nicki. All they kept asking me was, do you remember who gave you that info? And I sat there and I'm like, I racked my brain. I ain't remember. So today, they got 45 minutes. They finished that shit in like 40. Like, it was like 40 or like 35. They couldn't ask about Nicki and Drake. Today was the indictment for me to let me know all they wanted to ask about was Nicki and Drake. Nigga, they took every single moment of the 7 hours that they were unopposed. There was no judge kind of doing that. By the way, today I went into federal district court. So I went in there. We had the court reporter and the judge was in the back. They knew, the judge already told them you can't ask nothing about that shit. And because they couldn't ask nothing about that shit, they wrapped it up early. Think about that. Y'all wrapped it up early because y'all can't ask about Nicki and Drake. But when y'all could, y'all took 7 hours. By the way, and for all the people who be saying, go read the transcript. They pull up a tweet that said, yo, there's one point you tweeted that you might have got the info from Roc Nation. And I said, it's been a couple of years. I don't recall. I be drinking my alcohol. But I said, if you're trying to jog my memory with my own tweet, I tweeted that Roc Nation gave me that. Not saying they did, but they could have been. Yeah, they were so tight. They were so tight, bro. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. Jay-Z, bro. Yo, Jay-Z, if you would gave me that $250,000 that you spent on this deposition, bro, I'll leave you alone, bro. Yo, Jay, just send me $250,000, nigga. I'll just leave you alone, bro. Don't pay the lawyers. Don't pay the lawyers. Now, let me tell you this. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and then I'll move on. And I want everybody who this is the real shit that you need to hear. From every legal scholar, and I'm talking to some of the best lawyers on earth, this is what they've told me. They've spent $200,000 on a deposition for Akademiks. The idea is not to get millions of dollars from Milagro Graham or Milagro Cooper. Don't know what her bank account looks like. I don't know if she has that much amount of money. Why would you spend $200,000 on a deposition for Akademiks? Which means you may have spent, they tried to, or they did one and then they tried to do it again. With Tory, you probably spent $50,000, maybe $100,000 for Tory. You spend this amount for that. This is at least a couple $1 million case. Why would you spend $2-3 million when you know the person you're suing probably doesn't have $2-3 million? Now, some people would say, well, no, they're doing it to send a message. Okay. I think people felt like Cardi B did that with what's in to send a message. Here's the thing where most lawyers have told me. They don't want nothing out of Milagro, bro. In reality, and just based off the question, because I've had real attorneys, really good attorneys, review all this shit. They say, yo, Akademiks, let me tell you this. Roc Nation is trying to come after Nicki Minaj, Drake, trying to come after maybe gambling companies like Stake. But here's the thing. If they sue them directly, they're not going to go nowhere. They got millions, they got millions. It's just going to be a stalemate. The easiest way to build that lawsuit up at first is to use a shill. You sue Milagro Cooper, who doesn't have the, respectfully to even Milagro lawyer, she's out of her league. respectfully to her, and I'm not disrespecting her. You sue Milagro Cooper, and you get every deposition or subpoena for a deposition in the world. Oh, you want a subpoena for Akademiks? Sure. Even though I'm only mentioned once. You want a subpoena for Drake? Sure. Now, granted, you got to serve it. You're not going to catch Drake, but they caught me, right? You want a subpoena for Nicki Minaj? Sure. Here's the point about all of that. You know who hasn't? Because Milagro has tried to get a deposition because both sides are allowed depositions with quote-unquote witnesses. Rock Nation or Meg Thee Stallion got a deposition with me for 8 hours. Want a deposition with Drake. They're trying to serve him. They had mentioned Joe. They had mentioned all these people they wanted to serve. Milagro Cooper's lawyer wanted to have a deposition with Desiree Perez, who's the CEO of Rock Nation. Nobody could find her. Come on, bro. So what most highly educated lawyers are telling me is that this case with Milagro Cooper, it's a wash. They know her lawyer. They know she broke. Like, respectfully, I'm not trying to diss her. She don't got that much. They could wash her in court anytime. What they're using this as is, let's see if we could get Nicki in a deposition. Let's see if we get these bigger fishes in a deposition or info about them, because the real goal is to sue or to go after a Drake, a Nicki, and people of the sort. That's what I'm telling you. I'm speaking to the best lawyers. They're like, yo, Ak, I'm going to keep it a being with you, and you might think you good, but, like, you're broke compared to, like, what they really want. They want Drake. They want Nicki. Here's the thing. It's a strategy within the legal field. You file a lawsuit versus the brokest person who won't oppose anything, and you get a bunch of free subpoenas to go subpoena your ops in court. And when you catch them in court, because that's what deposition is, you subpoena them to answer questions, you then build a lawsuit you really want to build. So they really want Nicki Minaj. They really want Drake. I don't know what Desiree Perez, Meg Thee Stallion, and Jay-Z got against them, but those are the people they want. That's why today, when they were told they couldn't really ask shit about Nicki Minaj and Drake, they ain't really got much for me. They were just asking me the same question over and over, and I was like, okay. But it's only because the judge put a stop to it. The judge seen through it. Why y'all keep asking about Drake? Y'all not suing Drake. Why y'all keep asking about Nicki? Y'all not suing Nicki. But you heard what I said? They're trying to use this weak-ass case to get info to get at Nicki and get at Drake. Rock Nation, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Rock Nation, Meg Thee Stallion. And again, you know, I'm speculating here with this, I'll be honest. I don't know if Meg Thee Stallion's aware of this, or maybe because they're her management company and they control, or they probably, you know, not even probably, they're affiliated with her legal team. Remember, chat, just think about this. Offset sued QC for this. Yo, how come I signed to y'all and then my lawyers were y'all lawyers? Chat, that's a conflict of interest. If I'm doing business with you and my lawyers are your lawyers, conflict of interest. Meg Thee Stallion is managed by Rock Nation. Her lawyers are Rock Nation lawyers. She don't have a problem with it. Why? Exactly. My audio was down? Oh, wow. Why the fuck? Holy. Ooh. All right. Sorry. Damn, y'all was going crazy. Ooh, my bad. Has anybody done like updates on this? By the way, you know what I realized about a bunch of these bloggers too, and this is why I gotta give y'all the updates, because they're very pro Rock Nation. You know, they'll act like, you know, Rock Nation's just catching all W's. They're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for menial things. I'm telling you, they, in my opinion, yo, Grant, what up? Oh, they're static? Oh. That's definitely a Rock Nation thing. Shit. Give me a second. Wait, why the fuck? Why the fuck is there static? Is this just... Okay, are we good now? We should be good now, right? Are we good? Okay, sorry. Anyway. Wow. Listen, Milagro sanctioned 100,000. Yo, they want it. Yo, Meg Thee Stallion and her team so disgusting and desperate. Rock Nation wanted me to pay for not answering a question. They're like, "Oh, he's wasting the court's time." The court didn't even like address that. Wait, y'all have a case. He's not in the case. He gave y'all 7 hours of deposition. You really think you have a case to say that he should pay y'all? So they wanted me to pay for the deposition. Yo, chat, y'all want to pull it up? I'll pull it up. Let me pull it up. Now we got to pull it up. We should pull it up. Fuck all that talking, because all the sites all them people that be pulling up this stupid ass case, I watch a couple of them. They all hate me, so they be just talking crazy about me. They be like, "Yo, da 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 da." Hold on, let me see. Okay, got it. And then we're going to get some other topics. Just give me a second, people. Where is it at? Is it this? Oh, just a bunch of text orders, right? Fuck. Give me 1 second. Give me one. All right, bet. Yo, chat, I gotta show y'all this goofy shit because y'all won't believe it, bro. Like, y'all won't even believe it. Y'all won't be like, yo, Ak, you're lying. I just want to show y'all this. And some people gonna think I'm complaining. No, I'm not. I'm talking about this to make content off of it. Nigga, they took 8 hours of my time They're getting paid $200,000. I just want to make 100 bands off of it. I'm good. So I'm milking this shit. Fuck y'all niggas. If Jay-Z's paying $200,000 to get me deposed, yo, I got this shit like a Vlad TV interview. I'm finna drop it. I'm telling y'all, I'm dropping it like a Vlad TV interview. Because I got to get my 100 bands too. Well, not 200, but. All right, hold on. What the fuck? Why won't it load? That's a lot of pages. That's why. Fuck. Just give me 1 second. And chat, for anybody who, might ask, I will go down any civil case that I'm involved with like this, except if I'm a party to it, like I let the lawyers do their thing, but the actual lawyers. But this one, I am not a party to. That's why I'm over here. I'm talking about like I don't give two fucks. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Let me just send this to. Give me a second. Here we go. Damn, this file big as hell. And we're gonna read through it for a little bit, and then I gotta give y'all like 6 hours anyway today. So like, chat, just chill out, like just cool out. We gonna get to some other shit. Damn, this shit mad slow. We gotta get to the Julio Fulio case. Give me 1 second. This shit taking forever. Okay, I got it. I'll pull the whole bitch up. Fuck is this taking so long? I just want to show you the full document. Y'all know I ain't no cap in my rap, but we gotta get straight to it, chat. You guys get straight to it. All right, did I download it? What the fuck are they talking about this shit?
Where I've told any human, oh, they start saying Megan got shot because Kelsey shot. No, hell no. This is what I said. And I'll show you what I said. Because here you go right here.
Yo, give me 1
that
second.
Megan was whooping the shit out of Kelsey. And that she ran to the car, went to her bag, and got that grabbed her fucking wrist. And on them last two, that changed the direction of them shots. So, I don't give a damn about what this man said on any stand. I don't get any. If I tell you something, I got a receipt for it. Okay?
All right, fuck all that shit.
That's simple shit.
And chat, I ain't gonna lie to you. Only reason why I ain't record that bitch today, because I respect that judge. I fuck with that judge. I ain't recorded, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't recorded. Let me show you the bullshit that it was talking about, though. This is the court shit right here. I just want y'all to read the bullshit. Yo, this is This is how I know, yo, listen. Yo, Jay-Z, bro, just pay me as your lawyer, bro. Pay me as your lawyer, gang. Pay me as your lawyer. Let me see. How can I open? Can I do this? Why not doing? All right, I don't know. All right. Let me do. Okay. Here we go. So, this is the shit they filed, right? Notice to compel. So I live in Jersey. So like that case is in Florida. Like they got to come over here for that. Feel me? Because like you got to come in the district I live in, right? So it's a blah blah blah. Listen to all the bitching they doing. We want a subpoena to a third party. I want to mention that I'm a third party, bro. I don't know what these niggas talking about. For this, the third. Okay, cool. So that's the first thing. And then they said, okay, so this is the original certification of we're doing a notice of motion to compel. I'm actually going to take this off for a second. I'm going to open up the second document. I don't know why they didn't have it as one. Okay, that was them serving it to, what is this? Memorandum of law. Okay, this is what I need to say. Bet. Check this out. Chat, I go through my own cases on here. This ain't my case, but I don't give a fuck. Feel me? I told you, we're going to make content out of everything. Word two. So now they said, this is their, chat, I ain't filed nothing. Fuck what they got to say, man. I ain't filed nothing. I'm like, nigga, this ain't my case. Y'all niggas is, yo, these motherfuckers is schizophrenic. Like, them niggas over Rock Nation, they cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's a fact. So listen to the bullshit they got. They tight. They're tight. I just want to show you how tight they are, right? These niggas is posting all type of shit. Here's Akademiks. Yo, they're tight. This motion arises from Livingston Allen's deliberate obstruction of discovery. How I got deliberate? Yo, stop playing. In a defamation harassment lawsuit pending in the Southern District of Florida against Milagro Cooper. Man, stop playing, man. Stop the cap, Crody. But okay. And they said professional blah blah. In coordination with Miss P convicted assailant. Yo, why they saying it like me and him in a gang? Why they act like, yo, they trying to get the Tory Lanez Rico? Yo, Tory, you know I snitch on you. Like, but Tory ain't give me nothing to snitch on him. That's a fact. All right. It says he was subpoenaed to testify about his role in amplifying Miss Cooper defamatory statements. Huh? It said at the deposition, Allen flatly refused to answer the most critical question. Who provided him with DNA evidence that him and Cooper simultaneously announced on social media at a time when it was on a protective order to only the prosecutors? Yo, chat, I'm still thinking about that shit. I'm going to figure it. I might get an answer after the shot, chat. I told him in court today. I didn't remember, but let me take a shot. Oh, shit. Fuck. It came to mind. Oh, I lost it again. Yeah, I don't remember. I remember none of that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Word two. I remember that shit. Word two. I remember that shit, bro. I remember that shit. I tried my best. It's how I flatly refused to answer the question. All right, man. When it was on a protected... Yo, chat, you got to imagine these lawyers are sitting there like, we're going to get this motherfucker. Good luck. Yo, Jay-Z, this is where your money's going to, nigga. This is where your money going to, gang. Cooper herself confirmed that she and Allen had the same source of information. Respectfully to Milagro, me and Milagro don't talk about, confer, or agree that we got no source to nothing. Big Ack is, yo, chat. All respect to anybody in media, I don't do teammates. I'm the GOAT. Remember that. I'm the GOAT. This ain't no two verse. This is 1v all. I think I'm better than the Breakfast Club. I think I'm better than it is what I think I'm better than everybody in the game. I don't need no teammate, nigga. Like I'm conferring like me and Milagro on team. Like, nigga, are you crazy? Nigga, well, I ain't gonna call it Russell Westbrooking because like that nigga gonna win shit. Nigga, I'm over here Jordan that shit, nigga. Told my I'm over here conferring with Milagro. You out of your damn mind, boy? So they simultaneously announced it. No, and by the way, we clarified this today. She tweeted that. She tweeted my same tweet 5 minutes later. Milagro, you copied me, girl. I don't know what it is. I don't know why you decided to copy me, but shit, if I wasn't me, I'd copy me too. Big act be right sometimes, right? Cooper herself said that she and Allen, which is me, had the same source. I don't know how she felt that, but was unable to recall where it came from. Oh, Milagro don't remember either? Yo, Milagro, you don't even drink like me. I'm a drinker. And Allen confirmed he received the information through an exclusive. Yeah, all my shit exclusive. That's a fact. But he refused to name the source. At first I did. Identifying the source is essential. Look. Listen to Rock Nation like cuckoo for Cocoa Puff shit. Identifying the source is essential to proving the coordination between Mrs. Cooper and Peterson and exposing the RICO of Cooper's intent to perpetuate false and demeaning information about Mrs. Pete. Yo, Rock Nation, y'all gotta stop saying Nikki is schizophrenic. Whoever's in them office coming up with this, y'all need help. Y'all need some help. Y'all think that, put it like this. Let me just think out loud. If Tory Lanez was coming up with a conspiracy, with all due respect to Milagro, you think the first person he's calling is Milagro, bro? He ain't called Whack 100. He ain't called Big Ack. He ain't called Adam from No Jumper. He ain't called Sean Cotton. He ain't called Charlemagne. He ain't called Ebro and the Stooges over there, Hot 97. He said, you know who I need? Milagro. Respectfully, bro. You are tweaking. Y'all need some help. Y'all need help. So here it is. And Allen confirmed he received the information through exclusive, but refused to name the source. I forgot. Identify the source is essential, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Rather than answer, Allen insisted that's something he would never reveal. I said that at first, but I'd snitch. I thought about it. Young Thug telling, Gunna telling, 6ix9ine my boy, he telling, Woody telling, Yak a rat, this nigga a rat, that nigga a rat. I'm like, I could tell too. I then forgot. I was trying to tell, but I forgot. Chat, I forgot. Chat, I forgot. You gonna blame me for forgetting? But under questioning, he admitted he's not a journalist. Yo, they thought this was the thing. He has publicly disclaimed the title, invokes it only when convenient, and describes himself instead as an online streamer entertainer. I'm a chat nigga. That's what I told him. I don't know why they didn't write it in here. I'm a chat nigga. I don't know what to say to y'all. When the pretense collapsed, Allen abruptly shifted course, claiming he could no longer recall. I don't recall. I ain't even capping, bro. I don't even recall, bro. Like, bro, it's a long time ago, bro. Like, I'm like, no bullshit. I don't even recall, bro. I really don't recall. I don't recall, bro. Yo, they're mad that I can't remember. How they mad at me because I can't remember? Yo, chat, I be over that hen dog, that Don Julio, that 1942. Look, they said he could no longer recall the very source he had moments earlier vowed to never reveal. Now, the judge asked me about it. You know, I told him, I said, Judge, I couldn't recall, but it was when I said that I wouldn't reveal it, it's not that I had somebody's name in mind. It was a matter of fact statement because my business is in media. If you ask me who told me that I don't know. Let me mention a rapper I don't like. Who I don't like right now? I forgot. Now, this is no rap. That some rapper got a wedgie and I put it out and you said, who told you that nigga got a wedgie? And it was just like an exclusive. As a matter of fact, in terms of how I'm saying it, I don't reveal sources. That's what I said. But afterwards, I made an exception because I like Rock Nation. Rock Nation's of my peoples. So I was trying to help them with their investigation into the Nicki Minaj Drake RICO. I get it. Like, yo, I don't even like Nicki. That's the craziest part about it. Rock Nation didn't even realize I'm trying to help them get the RICO on Nicki. But I couldn't lie. I'm on their oath. So when they acting like, yo, did Nicki pay you? I'm like, fuck, I wish she did. I even said that. Go look at the deposition. I literally was like, damn, I wish she did. So I was trying to help them build the RICO, but I can't lie. I'm on the oath. You want me to lie? Then Nicki gonna get at me and then I'm getting perjured? I can't do that. Nicki never paid me. I don't talk to Nicki. Last time I talked to Nicki, she told me Big Zoo was coming. I've been waiting for Big Zoo for like 5 years. Gotta keep it a bean. So Allen has failed to produce a single responsive document, which, by the way, I handled masterfully in court. Yo, chat. I sent that bitch in 15 minutes before the court started. All we heard in court was Rock Nation's lawyer says, "Hey, Mr. Allen sent in something today, so respectfully, that's withdrawn." And I was like, I said, "Judge, go look at the video at the end of the deposition. She said she would reach out. That's a fact. She never reached out. She was talking about this one question, which I didn't know about. So that got withdrawn." Yo, chat, I'm going to keep it a beat with you. I'm sleeping with 2 guns under my pillow. The way I just violated Rock Nation, they can't send lawyers no more. They got to send an assassin. I'm going to keep it a beat. They can't send lawyers no more. They got to send an assassin. I got to sleep with guns under my pillow. I might have to cuddle with Pluto. Pluto, come here. Come here, nigga. All right. So, by the way, this I did provide. Just to let you know. I did provide. 15 minutes before the court. He included correspondence on how he obtained DNA evidence. By the way, the judge violated them by saying I had to, because, the judge could have said, "Hey, Akademiks, you have to turn over all your records." The judge just said, "Akademiks, unless you come with a reasonable argument to say that you're using your journalist privilege, you have to answer the question." And I told him, I did answer the question. I don't remember. And the judge told them, well, if he's going to say he don't remember, I'm not a mind reader. I believe him. He don't remember. And I love the judge because the judge know I'm a real nigga. No, I ain't going to lie. No, I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to keep it P. And yeah, I remember. That's what happened. So the judge didn't be like, "Oh, all right, we need your this records and this records." He was like, "Yo, the nigga say you don't remember. What more you want?" Miss Pete will be denied access to critical evidence of Cooper's defamatory intent in coordination with Peterson. The court should therefore enter an order compelling Allen to produce the documents, which I produced right before the hearing, responsive to the subpoena, and sit for another deposition where he must answer the questions he improperly refused. Now they start talking about some factual background. We don't give a fuck about that. Here what they claim that I know. Cooper and Peterson. So they're saying Milagro and Tory, right, are not only the witness to the knowledge of their scheme. In a live stream, Milagro claimed that she and Akademiks had the same sources. Akademiks considers himself to be a streamer and media personalities who self-purportedly streams about music, urban topics, and hip hop. All right, yeah. This is Dick Rod right here. Dick Rod. It's all good. Dick Rod. And he said, "Oh, he appeared via Zoom without counsel." You're damn fucking right. and refused to provide meaningful testimony. The judge rejected this, chat. If you sit for 7 hours of a deposition, it's impossible for you not to give any type of meaningful testimony. Maybe you didn't give the answer they want. Allen first tried to shield himself, claiming he was a journalist. Look, this is where they got mad. Look, chat. The next day, Allen released a surreptitiously screen-recorded video on preceding various social media platforms, including Instagram and Kick, mocking the process. The judge ain't even looking at. The judge ain't looking at you fucking clowns over there at Quinn Emanuel. Jay-Z, man, the judge ain't looking at, nigga. So keep paying that $200,000, nigga. The judge ain't looking at. And matter of fact, since the judge, everything's done with that. We did it in the judge's chambers today. We ain't do it on Zoom, nigga. I went to the judge's chambers. So trust me. Just know this.
Okay. And after
I got this shit like a Vlad interview from now.
They discussed that
they agreed with everything she said. They agree with what the prosecutor alleges, but that's not.
Big Ack is schooling them. Hey, yo, Marie, shorty right here. I seen you on the Zoom today. You didn't want to share your screen. They asked her to share her screen because, yo, Rhonda is Milagros' lawyer. She's not pictured. It's a Rhonda. Rhonda's like, yo, I'm in the car. I got to be able to see this. Like, y'all are showing them exhibits. I'm the lawyer for the defendant. Could y'all show me it? Share your screen. After I embarrassed them, remember I embarrassed them when they had Desiree Perez shit on there? They said, we're not sharing the screen for obvious reasons no more. We'll email you. Marie, share the screen. Share the screen, Marie. Share the screen. You got to share the screen. Yo, by the way, shorty here who fucked it up first, Atlanta, they was talking about you like a dog today. That's a fact. Atlanta, you get fired? They had mad lawyers on it today. Shorty here who fucked it up, the black girl, y'all ain't gonna fire my black queen now. Y'all ain't gonna fire my black queen now. Y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all ain't gonna do that.
But that's not necessarily mean they agreed with everything of her testimony. There was times she didn't remember things. It doesn't mean they agreed with everything she said. They agree with what the prosecutor.
Hold on, I just gotta tell you. Oh yeah, that was just a clip. Hold on, I want to play out a whole. By the way, chat, I did tell him, I said, yo, everything on my stream is recorded. I told him that. Hold on, let me just play the whole motherfucking thing. Nah, that ain't it.
to a question, one question, and maybe just personally hold and keep to yourself, right?
I've said.
I can't hear you. Any other here for the record, because I think.
Oh shit! Perfect, chat. So now y'all niggas, look. I got one for 3 hours and one for 4 hours.
Before, because
I was clowning them. Yo, look at shorty right here. Yo, by the way, Joanna, I fuck with you. I ain't say much to you today because y'all had a mic on me and y'all had the camera on me, and I didn't want you to try to get a third hearing, but you was looking good today. Your hair was done. Like you was looking a little alright. I gotta keep it a beam with you. You came on the Zoom looking a hot mess type shit. Word 2. But today, I ain't gonna lie to you. If we weren't in a real setting where Jay-Z was paying you $3,000 an hour, I might have asked you on a date. You're looking good. Not gonna cap. But really, what happened to my little bae over here? Atlanta. I ain't see her today. I had mad lawyers. Y'all fired her? Anyway, chat, I was schooling for 7 hours straight.
Meg wanted to get out, but she eventually got back in the car. But eventually, the car stopped. 2 women are fighting. It doesn't make sense to me that Tory grabs the gun and shoots at one woman 5 times and misses all 5 shots because of.
Yo, Tory got a song. I'm with the shooters. Yo, y'all didn't hear that song with Tory had? That's what I've been trying to tell him. Shooter by Tory Lanez. I can't play it on here. They're going to flag it. He says, all I want to do is go out trapping with the shooters. Risk game froze. You should see the way we do it. I'm telling you. Nigga, yo. There's no way Tory make a song called Shooters and miss 5 shots. That's cap. Look, she tight. She tight when I'm saying this. Yo, I'm dropping this shit like a Vlad video. I was just waiting until now. Watch.
At least based on the injuries, right? I do believe she got hit with bullets. But I believe the bullets ricocheted off the pavement. And I don't know if he's that. I know he's drunk, but I don't know if he's that bad of a shot. You shoot somebody who couldn't be more than 10 to 20 feet away. You miss 5 times. So what I believe, what most likely would be the issue, who has the most likelihood of wanting to shoot the other woman? Maybe if you put Megan and Kelsey side by side, you'll see that there's a vast difference in size. What I think was happening, Meg was tossing around like a rag doll. And then they were fighting. Again, I'm even open to being wrong on how the gun came into play in terms of who pulled the gun out first because it was in a car. But I wholeheartedly believe that woman pointed the gun at Meg, and what Tory did.
Yo, Atlanta, I told you I'm gonna bring you to STK. Me and you, like, yo, I love a black queen. I mean, I love black queen. Man, look at this. Yo, she melanated, her skin glowing. Atlanta. I fuck with you, girl. Where you at? Yo, she's so tight.
Tory tried to wrestle the gun away. It discharged a few times.
Fact.
Clear didn't shoot her directly, but it did ricochet off the pavement, and obviously some shrapnel hit her. But still, based on that belief of how I believe that went down, to say that, hey, this dude hopped out after we just found out he's been screwing both of us, and he says, dance, bitch, dance, and just shot me. I'm not believing that. Also, here's the thing. When in the history of time, and again, I'm using a lot of common sense.
Yo, I told y'all they paid 250 bands for me to do an 8-hour podcast. Yo, I do this shit in my sleep. This was like a stream.
Sense things to make up my opinion, because things got to make sense. You're telling me that Tory does that, tries to execute you on some road in Hollywood, and your best friend doesn't talk to you after that day, or after that incident, y'all fall out. How is that a thing? How is that never explained? So there's so much things that lead me to think, yeah, you'd have to be a really fucked up person. I apologize for my cursing. But so you got to be a really effed up person to watch your friend almost get executed and then sit there and basically don't throw this guy underneath the jail unless maybe there was some culpability that you had. And also, she was granted immunity. Or use immunity at least. So again, I have to think that whatever story that, you know, obviously the jury did agree with and they convicted him of, it ain't just.
Now I like her eyebrows type shit though, tight shit, you know.
It's as black and white as that. And again, you know, we could play the technicality game all day, where it's like, did Tory have the gun in his? Because even in my argument, he's grabbing a gun from her and the gun goes off. If he grabs the,
yo, you ever seen a nigga talk a lawyer into death? Bro, I just talked her back to law school, gang.
The gun, technically, he's still guilty of the crime. You know, so he has to act like he never did nothing. But common sense, and he's never told me he ever did nothing or not. But it all points to there was a struggle for a gun. Gunshots go off. The woman gets hurt.
Jay-Z, that's what you paid for, nigga. This is Ether Part 3.
Y'all think y'all could cover it up. Tory's trolling online. She feels offended, and she flips the script on him. This other chick who thought it was going to go away, she and Meg, their relationship fall out. She gets immunity later. She's out. I thought she was trying to protect Tory and protect herself. I don't know what's going on. But one thing I don't believe is the narrative of what Meg, the victim, has been trying to do. Is say, oh no, this guy just flat out tried to execute me. I don't believe that for 1 second. And I would have probably believed it a little bit more if she was way more forthcoming saying, hey, listen, me and this guy, we had this relationship, this is how these things happen. Her story didn't make sense then. For me, some of her statements were still a bit inconsistent or jumping all over the place.
Yo, chat, I was wearing these lawyers out, bro. I was wearing them out, bro.
Because she never addressed the fight on the stand.
You ever see a lawyer just go like this? Oh, fuck, my bad. Oh, shit. They had all type of shit.
I don't know his dad. I don't know his lawyer or whatever this United people he's going through.
Chat, I'm going to drop this like a Vlad in
Are you communicating with?
I mean,
to was Mr. Lane's, right?
yeah.
Which of his
Yo, Chad was fat as fuck back then, huh?
people were you communicating with?
I mean, I literally mean people in the sense of mostly music, because I could see his music releases are matching what he's going through, and obviously I could see the obvious stuff that's happening in court. But that's the only people I know from. I don't know his dad. I don't know his lawyer or whatever this Unite the People lawyer is. I see the people who are putting together his music, and
Gangsta.
I could see how they're making an appeal, at least to the public, for some attention on his case. So I see it.
Wait, that's what you were referring to when you said that you could see that they were fighting for him, is his people putting out music on his behalf? That's what you're telling me under oath today?
Yes.
Okay. So you weren't talking
Yes, Rock Nation.
about his legal team?
Man, I've never talked to his legal team. Like, what the hell we got to talk about?
Okay, do you recognize the name Sean Hawley?
Yes.
Who's Sean Hawley?
From the narrative online, she's a chick who backdoored Tory for Jay-Z. But I know her as a trial attorney that used to be in the O.J. Simpson. I believe she was on the team. But she was Tory's first defense lawyer, a defense lawyer that dropped out right before trial. And yeah, you know, I've seen Tory said that through his filings. He thinks that she was inadequate in terms of her counsel to him as a defendant. So,
Did you ever meet with Miss Hawley?
I
didn't hear that clearly. Did you ever meet with Miss Hawley?
No,
Did you ever speak with Miss Hawley?
not from my recollection. And no, I think she mentioned my name one time in court. I was very upset she got my name wrong. So she clearly did not know me.
Okay. Do you know who Matthew Marhoma is?
Who?
Matthew Marhoma, does that name ring any bells?
Chat, they was just shooting from the hip. Rock Nation don't know what's going on. They don't know their feet from their head. They just clueless. That's why I'm trying to take this black girl out. Me and her got to go on a date. Yo, chat, I don't know what they talking about. Matthew what?
For you?
Not ring a bell.
Okay. What about Jose Baez?
I've heard of that name as well.
That was one of Tory's lawyers. I never talked to him.
Maybe I'm mixing up Jose Baez with the Medeshrin dude. I don't know. Either or.
But you know that he was involved in Tory's.
I don't talk to Tory fucking lawyers.
Yeah.
Did you ever have occasion to meet Mr. Baez?
Wait, I didn't get the full question. Wait for her to finish the question. But you know that he was involved in, and then he answered yes. So you don't have a full question.
Okay.
Tori, let me ask it again so we do. You know that Mr. Baez was involved in Mr. Lane's legal team, right?
Yeah, I remember hearing that, yeah.
Okay. Did you ever have occasion to meet Mr. Baez?
I've never met any of these guys in person.
Did you speak to Mr. Baez?
Yo, chat, I think, this is, I have nothing to substantiate this, but based on the questions I was asked, and, yo, Barbs, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. I think Meg Thee Stallion might be slightly schizophrenic. I swear. They were asking me about people I never met, people I didn't know. They were coming up with what I thought was theories that was just like blasphemous. I'm like, whoa, what? Ooh, how'd you get to that point? So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Again, I don't got no clinical advice, but could somebody send like a psychiatrist or somebody to check on Meg? Meg might be a little bit schizophrenic. That's a fact.
The Medeshrin dude, definitely not. This guy, again, if speaking with means maybe I've exchanged an email, I don't know. I can't tell you yes or no, but nothing substantial. I've never been on the phone with these people. I'll tell you that.
I remember you said that you never met with any of these guys in person. Does that mean that you've met them in another way, perhaps virtually?
No, I've never been on a Zoom call with any of these people. I've never been on a Zoom call with any of Tory's representation, any lawyer that has anything to do with Tory. I've never talked to an investigator that has to do with Tory. The reason I'm saying met because I've noticed you have a habit of asking the same thing 3 million times. So I don't know if it's a trick question. So maybe they've emailed me something like, hey, do you want the Tory Lanez doc we just filed? Maybe we've responded or I've responded saying, yes, send it over. That's not meeting somebody to me, right? So meeting someone would be having like either a casual conversation, whether formal or informal.
Schooling them, man. Let me tell you this. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Jay-Z, man. Let me not say that. I was about to say something crazy about your family. I know maybe y'all might be, there's rumors of illiteracy over there, but these little motherfuckers y'all got over at Quinn Emanuel you paying $3,000 for. Nah, bro.
About a particular subject, not necessarily, hey, we have the document just filed in court that TMZ posted about. Do you want the document? Oh, we're probably going to instantly respond, send it over. Now, is that to whether it's Caesar McDowell or whatever his name is? Maybe there's a message that says that. Is that to Jose Baez? I know he definitely, because I'm very critical of that George guy. The Baez dude, maybe. And actually, if you see, I forgot the list of his attorneys. Whoever got on after Sean Hawley, like
I know somebody be like, yo, Ak, you talking too much. These motherfuckers are delusional. I gotta actually tell them the truth. Like, hold on, yo, you know when like you actually did some shit, you trying to say nothing, nigga. I'll tell them the truth because Rock Nation, either lawyers or representatives, are schizophrenic.
I think he did a bust-up job.
In my
so
opinion.
I don't know if that's George, but I definitely don't remember talking to him. The Baez dude has probably reached out, never to speak. It was always like, and again, I guess you're going to continue to ask the same questions, but I've never had more conversation with these men other than, hey, I filed something in court. And by the way, this is not even a conversation. This would be an email. I filed something in court. Here's the details. Here's the document. They all know I review court documents on my stream. They would have sent it to my email most likely. Maybe calling me wouldn't work because I said I haven't had conversations with them on the phone or on Zoom. And
or employed by any of Tory's lawyers.
I wouldn't.
Have you ever communicated with anybody who works in the media that is associated with or employed by any of Tory's lawyers?
I wouldn't know who they associate with or employ.
Okay. Have you ever communicated with any public relations firms or crisis communications firms about Tory or Miss Pete?
Not from my knowledge.
We talked earlier about whether or not Mr. McDowell ever paid you any money and whether he offered you any money. Do you remember me asking you about that?
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever asked Mr. McDowell to pay you money for any reason?
That would be impossible if I've never had a conversation with him.
Okay. Has anyone from Tory's team ever offered you any money for any reason?
The only time me and Tory's team have ever discussed anything is the promotion of music, which usually was always facilitated by, he had a label called Create at that point. So it'd be like, hey, listen, we're doing a campaign. Yo, I need, we're trying to go big this week. I'm dropping a music video, Hey, Create is going to take over. That's how, and I'm glad you asked those foundational questions earlier because that's how I work with pretty much even any artist. It's be like, hey, listen, I'll deal with your label.
Yo, I'm the most open nigga possible, man. Y'all can't expose me, nigga. The fuck?
Your label is going to be the people who are going to send over.
Oh, shit. Chat, I was supposed to, oh, fuck. That's that artist, Big Pluto, or Pluto, whatever. I was supposed to react to some of her shit. They didn't tell me what to say. It was just like, yo, could you react to some songs? I gotta react to it. I don't know if they even want it anymore. They had asked me.
Music. Hey, here's this music. Could we get it posted that everybody's posting at the same time? Cool. But in terms of information, and I don't know if that's what you were asking, maybe in an indirect way. No, absolutely. Never talked to Caesar McDowell. Tory's team wouldn't offer, or they wouldn't even dare to be like, hey, listen, here's this for your opinion. And No, Caesar's not paid me to post anything.
When did you have these communications with Tori's team about
They on dick. I ain't gonna lie. All right.
Before, because Meg wanted to get out. For me to understand, and again, especially one that's lying about something of that character. Before, because legally about my pain. But second, but I'll give you a little bit of that.
No, Mr. Allen, I'm not trying to argue about your opinion. I'm trying to ask you what the basis for your opinion is. Telling me I have an opinion and I just made it up and therefore it's my opinion and I can have it is not.
Chat, I'm about to drop this like a Vlad interview, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me see what else they were talking about.
The way that things were supposed to go today. My sources tell.
This is some Milagro shit.
Okay, well, it doesn't. It actually depends on what you do for a living and how you report on information that you report on. Do you understand that?
Okay, they took.
I can't remember why we're
Rapper, right?
DDG's a great rapper, yes.
Yo, they was trying to get me to violate everybody. Watch it.
No, but I do know.
Here we go. Look,
Nation.
Yo, DDG, they had your ass in here too, nigga.
There's a Rod Wave.
Here we go.
Yep.
Okay. So did you write this tweet?
No.
Okay. Do you believe anything that's written in this tweet?
So the tweet says DDG was helping Tory Lanez record music from prison, blah, 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 where he would diss Rock Nation. Chat, this is what I'm trying to say. If you don't think this is Meg Thee Stallion's lawyers, but they're asking about Rock Nation. Why are you asking about DDG, Tory, and Rock Nation? Nothing says Meg. Let me just play this in full that nobody think I'm like tripping. Here we go.
Exhibit 136, but I'm not sure. Let's see.
By the way, every time they put an exhibit, nigga, I'm taking my notes, man, because y'all ain't gonna be up on me. Look, I'm having a good time.
This is Exhibit 137. Okay, great. All right. Mr. Allen, what you have in front of you is Exhibit 137. Can you see it okay?
Yep, I can.
You see, it's a tweet from the Akademiks TV X account.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and it says, DDG was helping Tory Lanez record music from prison, where he would diss Rod Nation, ... Tory was later ST star BBED 14 times, and DDG lost custody of his son and now has a smear campaign against him. Side-eye emoji. Do y'all see what is going on? Do you see that?
I do see it.
And just for clarity's sake of the record, ST star BBED is, you understand that to be stabbed?
I would assume so.
And this is an account that I believe you told me this morning you do not personally run, right?
I don't.
And this is run by the Grand Wizard chat account?
The Wizard.
Yep.
Okay. So did you write this tweet?
No.
Okay. Do you believe anything that's written in this tweet?
It's a little bit confusing to me. I'm not too familiar with the Rod Nation, so I would probably say
I don't know a Rod Nation. I don't know a Rod Nation. Y'all know a Rod Nation? I don't know a Rod Nation. Whoever wrote this tweet, Rod Nation, I don't know a Rod Nation.
Hey,
Do you understand that that was probably a typo and the writer meant Rock Nation?
I mean, if you give me that information now, I could see how that probably makes sense. But just reading this on face value kind of makes no sense.
Okay. So you don't understand it to be a suggestion that Rock Nation was involved in any way in the stabbing of...
Why is Meg this? Their whole thing is, oh, this is Meg Thee Stallion's lawyers. I know we represent Rock Nation, but we don't care. Now they're asking shit about Rock Nation, right?
Tory Lanez while he was incarcerated?
objection as to form.
That's Milagro's lawyer who objects.
I understand that as he was going to diss something or someone named Rod Nation.
I don't know what Rod Nation is. Chat, I really don't know.
Rod Wave. I'm only going.
I know about Rod Wave.
I don't know if it was typed, and maybe his stabbing was because of that. And there's a smear campaign. I would believe that based on the tweet.
Yeah, are you aware of any individual or organization referred to as Rod Nation?
Chat, we know a Rod Nation or no?
No, but I do know a Rod Wave.
And DDG is another rapper, right?
DDG's a great rapper, yes.
DDG's a pretty good rapper. Yo, chat, they know I'm on the record. They want me to diss these niggas. They want me to throw them under the bus. Nah, DDG fire. He fire. What you mean?
Does DDG have any relationship to your knowledge with
DDG that was trying to get you in here? Watch I held you down on some real nigga shit, bro. DDG, watch I held you down, gang.
And DDG is another rapper, right?
DDG's a great rapper, yes.
By the way, DDG, remember, yo shorty is with Rock Nation. I was gonna let you know that. So I could, bruh, you know, solid as they come. Solid as they come. Feel me?
No, but I do know a Rod Wave.
And DDG is another rapper, right?
DDG's a great rapper, yes.
Does DDG have any relationship to your knowledge with Rock Nation?
Not to my knowledge.
I don't know that. I don't remember that. What we talking about? Yo, chat, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Young Thug would never. Gunna would never. Chat, I just want y'all to put respect on my name. Young Thug is giving her his number right now. I'm over here standing tall. Facts. Young Thug is flirting right now. I'm over here, I'm like, hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Y'all not gonna give me credit?
Down. Elena, you can take the document down. Okay. Mr. Allen, have you ever said that Tory is the one who shot Megan publicly?
Have I said that? To the best of my knowledge, no. But in trying to rationalize, and I've kind of hypothesized what may have happened, I probably have, honestly. But
let's mark as exhibit. I'm sorry, Mr. Allen.
They're trying to get a got you like, oh, you said something about, you said Tory did. I said, man, I be talking shit.
Go ahead.
Let's mark as exhibit 138, tab number 22A. Elena, please. And if there's a transcript, we'll mark it as 139. There is.
They try to get me. Yo, Tory, you owe me $1 million, nigga. Let's get to it.
Whether or not the person who runs the Grand Wizard.
Oh shit! There was
his government.
Here we go.
This morning.
Here we go.
Account. I think this morning you told me that you don't know the individual who runs that account. Is that what you said?
I don't know who Grand Wizard is. We call him the Wizard now.
This morning.
I think you've also taken that out of context. Knowing meaning, have I spoke to him? Yes. Do I know his government name, and have I met him? No.
Okay. And do you know whether or not the person who runs the Grand Wizard chat account has ever been associated with an account called Ovo Grand $?
Called what?
Ovo Grand $?
I have no knowledge of that.
Okay. What about OVO Grand?
I think that's a nickname of his. I don't know if that's a real account.
Do you believe it's a nickname of the individual who runs the Grand Wizard chat account?
Yeah.
Why do you believe that that's a nickname for him?
Because everybody who likes Drake, people just usually colloquially call OVO whatever your name is. I'm pretty sure they call me OVO Akademiks. You know, everyone.
Because OVO is Drake's record label, right?
Yes, it's Drake's record label.
How Drake get up in a mix like that?
Okay. Have you ever, do you know whether or not the individual who runs the Grand Wizard chat account has ever been associated with the handle Certified Lover Grand?
Yo, certified lover grand. What?
No, so no to both of those last questions, but that's not even been a nickname of it. I don't know where that would be from.
Are you aware of whether or not the individual who runs the Grand Wizard chat handle, whether or not his Instagram account was hacked earlier this year?
I don't really know.
I believe he was hacked, yeah.
Do you know any information about what was hacked?
I would guess an Instagram account.
Do you know that his DMs were leaked?
I know things were leaked. I'm not too sure if those things were actually true.
And based on public reporting, did it come to your? Did it come into your purview that what was leaked appeared to be DMs between the person who runs that account and Drake?
Yeah, it appeared to be that. Yeah.
Did you ever talk to Drake about this information about the hack?
Yeah.
Did he give you any indication whether or not there was truth to him communicating with the individual who runs the Grand Wizard chat account?
Drake loves Grand, and Grand loves Drake. So Drake has significant influence with.
I'm sorry, you phased off a little bit there.
Drake loves Grand. Grand loves Drake. Drake has significant.
And the speculation, man. Drake love Grand. Yo, chat. I'll be honest. I'm not on the deposition, nothing, but I'll be honest. Drake talked to Grand more than me. But that's how it should be. Grand, let me tell you, and I talk to Grand more than Drake. We all talk to Grand, but Grand an AI, like low key.
Influence on social media, and I think he used his influence to make sure his account was okay. But we never had conversation about any of the content that was supposedly either put out, whether that was true or not.
Did Drake ever tell you one way or another if he paid to help secure?
By the way, what the fuck this got to do with Meg Thee Stallion and Milagro?
Grand Wizard's account.
I believe he said he did, but he was trolling. He said he was trolling later. No,
I'm sorry. He said it was.
No. So he said, I'll get a story. Me and him were trying to get back Grand's account. We had a race on.
Grand was an AI.
Who would do it first? Drake won.
Drake did win.
And then someone told me, hey, Drake paid to get it back. And Drake actually hit me up to say he didn't. So actually he defiantly said he never spent $1 and the account was restored without any payment made. So that was good.
But you were also making efforts to help restore the account for the Grand Wizard, the person who runs the Grand Wizard account.
He's a very good guy.
Grand's a great guy.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we can pull up the exhibit, Alina.
Okay.
Please, Gavin.
Oh shit. Right.
Or he was not involved in a fight.
Okay.
Or it was
All right.
a couple of times. I followed her on Twitter, I believe.
2126.
All right. Anyway.
November 2020.
Legally about my pain, but I'll give you a little bit of that. Before, because
And you said, as you said before, that the number 30% or signing 30% to this.
name dropped on a song, so we should clown him about it.
When is the last time that you spoke to Ray?
Oh, that's her asking about Ray.
Ray have a pre-existing relationship with Mr. Lanes when
We used to play, but other than that, she's kind of like been absent from my orbit for like a couple years till
That's Milagro they talking about.
Meg started bullying her, but whatever.
who was absent from your orbit for a couple of years, Mr. Lanes.
Milagro, like I haven't spoke to her. I know she does her thing. I know she she has a particular audience that like certain type of topics. I think we crossed paths on the Tory Lane trial. She did an amazing job during the trial of keeping us up to speed with what she was seeing from her perspective, and we appreciated that. And at times when we're not allowed to be in court for whatever reason, or we can't provide that, we have cameras in court experience, we rely on people like that. We just did it for other trials, and we always appreciate people that give their perspective of what's happening.
Do you know an individual within Mr. Lanes' circle, for lack of a better phrase, by the name of Ray?
Ray, yeah.
Okay. Who is Ray?
He's someone's like an assistant / friend of Tory.
Do you communicate with Ray?
Yeah, I know him.
What's the extent of your relationship with Ray?
So my relationship with Ray actually predates knowing everything about Tory. We used to play Fortnite together, and
that's fact. That nigga took like 5 bands off me for Fortnite before.
Wager over video games, and he knew a lot of people in the rap world, so like he became someone who just used to hang out, and we wagered and talk shit about music, like in our Discord.
You know Ray's last name?
I wish I did.
What type of government federal shit is that?
How long have you known Ray? It sounds like longer than you've known Mr. Lanes.
Yeah, I'd probably say like, I don't know, like 7 years.
Did Ray have a pre-existing relationship with Mr. Lanes when you started
All right, anyway, 6ix9ine called me. I don't know why he's calling me. Yo, I'm on stream.
Guys, cool. Yo, bro, listen. So what did Aiden say? He gonna come to my house, or I'm gonna pull up on him?
Oh shit. Oh, we gotta set the Aiden shit up.
Yeah, just text him and let me know.
Wait, nigga, I add Aiden right now.
Nah, yeah, but you don't want to catch him off guard. You know what I mean? Just text him.
Nah, he a real nigga though. Yo, you ain't see what I did for Aiden at YoungBoy's concert?
Nah, you got him in?
Bro, they was trying to charge him 100 bands to stream, right? Like
say word.
Either 100 or 200, nigga. I had to big dog that shit like, yo, bro, stop. Yo, chill.
Yeah, that's big AK vibes, nigga.
No, I swear, he was on a jet. Hold on, let me see if he can. Hold on, let me try to add him in here. He might be streaming though. Hold on though. Nah, I held Aiden down, bro. Aiden, my guy though.
Yo.
Aiden.
What up, bro?
Yeah, I'm not trying to backdoor nothing, but I got 6ix9ine on.
Okay, what's going on?
Hold, yeah, bro. Yeah, he really trying to do a stream. I can't even merge this shit no more. What the fuck?
Where are you live?
I am live.
Oh shit. Okay.
No,
you gotta say that. You gotta get a heads up, bro.
Yeah, no. All right, my bad.
No, you good, bro. You good.
Yo. First of all, before anything, yo, did you have a good time at YB's concert?
No, I did, bro. You showed how love, and I do appreciate that, bro. I really do. You are awesome. Thank you for carrying the night.
Yo, just from me to you, and I think like I really want to remind people about what you helped pioneer, bro. There's much more things we could talk about, but in reality, you put a lot of groundwork in, and for me. Yo, it's not even like I see you texting me a whole bunch of shit, and I respect you, I love you, but bro, that's not me standing on business. That's me just being a real nigga, bro. It's like, bro, if I couldn't let nobody even try to play with you, given the fact that none of this shit would be happening without you, respectfully.
Nah, and I appreciate that, bro. It really means a lot to me that you say all that and do all that. So it's always all love, but again, bro, like I said, like I got you, and I know you got me too. So.
No, of course.
I mean that, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course, and we're gonna do bigger and better things. But I just want to let everybody know, yo, we're on stream. Yo, shout out to Aiden. Yo, again, this is the guy I'm telling you. I remember when it started, and I was so proud. Yo, you know I was supposed to stream that night. I said, "Fuck me streaming." I wanted
That's
to get
crazy.
to
I know. Thank you, bro.
I want to get
Genuinely,
to a
thank you.
W stream, yo, cause yo, you told me you're like I'm on a jet. You pulled up, and I was super happy, bro. I was super happy.
Always, bro. You know I love you, bro. You hit me anytime, bro. I'll talk.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on, wait. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, am I hearing myself?
Yo.
Wait,
So
why the fuck?
Red actually predates knowing everything about Tori.
No. I'm trying to add Aiden over here.
We
Yo, I'm trying to get y'all to
Fortnite
do y'all
together,
thing.
and that's fact. That nigga took like
Nigga, just make a group text and tell him,
later in.
Oh,
so we can set it up.
yo. If Aiden told me you gotta do what Cuffham. You know who Cuffham is?
Nah, who's that?
That's it. That's like his guy. Like, yo, he's lit, bro.
Oh yeah, I seen the nigga that be reacting with his mom and shit.
He reacted to his mom's?
He reacts with his mom. He's some white boy with curly hair. Huh?
No.
Huh?
No, fool.
No?
Yo, you got no problem if Aiden come to your crib, right?
No, I don't got no problem.
So if Aiden come to the crib with the steppers, you're not gonna be mad, right?
Where's
Yeah, he'll bring all the steppers he wants.
that one? They don't have no.
All right, chat. I'm trying to set this up. I want 6ix9ine, Aiden, and Cuffham to do an epic stream. It's gonna be dope. Yo. Hey, yo, did you figure out the other shit?
Yeah, I told you.
No. Not that. Yo, Max.
Yeah, but
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna tell you.
All right. Hit me off of that. All right, brother. All right, cool. All right. Anyway, yo, chat. Let me tell you this. Just always remember this, chat. And I know some of y'all like, some of y'all might not like. I know my audience loves me, but like, some of y'all might see this clip and be like, man, this nigga at blah blah. Ask any of your favorite streamers. Man, I do real shit for all of them, all the time, bro. Like, if you're my friend, like, I'm not one of them friends where like, yo, I'm only fucking with you when you hot. Never been that guy. Feel me? Like, nigga, ask 6ix9ine, nigga. I'm moving. I done hooked him up with, even today, almost like his damn manager. Like, everything you about to see him next week on is because of me. I'm not getting no payment. I don't care. That's my guy. That's my friend. You get what I'm saying? It's like Aiden. Aiden's my friend. Bro, like, respectfully, let me tell you this. I go to all young boy shows, and I don't want to say too much, but I go to all young boy shows. Nigga, I stream when I want to. Sometimes it's not like the perfect situation. I don't get to stream. Whatever. But I could. Young boy's team loves me. Young boy loves me. Feel me? Like, bro, this is family. I'm telling you, I really go to young boy shows like it's family. Aiden was finna pull up, and bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, cause I rock with Aiden. And I rock with all streamers. So like, shit. Shout out to the Shay. I just hooked the Shay up with some shit. I don't look for credit, but I do want to let y'all know, like, rappers mixing with streamers, certain rappers, not every rapper. I've been selfless with that. You feel me? Like, nigga, I'm cool with YB. Like, if YB's like, yo, you want to do an interview with Drake? I could have been like, nah, nigga, let's put our interview out. No, let's do that. That's fire. That's lit, nigga. Like, bro, like, our shit could come later. Like, I'm not a selfish nigga who says, oh, no, what about me? Like, what about me? Never been that. Same with 6ix9ine. It's like, I put 6ix9ine with Vlad. Great interview. Nigga, I don't got nothing a part of it. And also, I'm not a nigga who's like, yo, I need money out of this. None of that, right? So like, I'm throwing alley oops, and I like doing it because I do feel like this era of musicians is defined by how I made them global. Like, I really do think that how big these guys get is kind of somehow kind of connected to the work that I put in. And wait, why did I say that? Let me say this on screen. So even the Aiden shit, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it came time to Aiden going to the concert, I said I want to get all the bands for them because I didn't want, bro, like, that's my nigga. Aiden's my nigga. Yo, they kicked me off Twitch. You know what the narrative was. They kicked me off Twitch. He was accepting, welcoming of me, whatever. That's my nigga. I'm not one of them dudes who's like, that's my nigga. So Aiden want to go stream the YoungBoy concert. All right, bet. I didn't like how that shit went in Miami, but I understand it was Miami, and I had to tell him, I'm like, yo, bro, I guess I don't know who you talk. I do know who he talks about. I'm like, yo, you told him 8. You had 8 people, and I have my plug, but like you went through a different plug type shit, and whatever, and they're looking at like you came at 14, so whatever. So anyway, I said, yo, come to New Orleans. He gonna come to New Orleans. When he finna come to New Orleans, I'm like, I bet, yo, Aiden, whatever your plug is, bro, just work through me, bro. Because at the end of the day, these rap niggas is not gonna violate me. Like, respectfully, I love Aiden, but like they kind of still look at him like a streamer. So, I got you. All right, I'll let everybody know. Aiden's coming through. I'm talking to Aiden. I said, Aiden, tell me if you're coming through, bro. Like, if you're not coming through, whatever. Because I think he had put up a post. He took it out. You coming through? He said, yeah, he coming through. The nigga put some shit up. And, no. So I talked to him. He said, yo, Ak, we're finna get on a jet. I said, I bet. I got you. Wait, is my shit over here? My AI is calling me. Okay. All right. Your grand, I will. So cool. So Aiden is coming through. Aiden's on the jet. When Aiden's on the jet, I don't want no embarrassment at the gate. Bro, these are my family. I don't want nobody to look at YoungBoy's team weird because these people treat me really well, bro. And I don't want Aiden to feel like he an outsider because Aiden's my nigga. So I'm middleman this shit. That's why I never streamed that night. I said, nigga, I'm middleman this shit. Aiden's gonna come in and nigga, I'm vouching. So I told him that day, I want all of my credentials and Aiden's credentials. All right, bet. Aiden's in the air with cuff from everybody. He's on private jet. I don't know what happened, but somebody came back to us and said, for Aiden to touch down and stream, the venue know about it, X, Y, and Z, it's $100,000. They tell me it's $100,000 for Aiden. Aiden's already in the air. It's $100,000 for him to stream. And I'm like, why? They're like, oh, nah. So I told him, I said, yo, I stream whenever I want to here. And I stream all the time. They're like, well, Aiden, he has like this audience. Like, they tell me all type of shit. And I'm like, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. I was just really like, yo, bro, like, y'all just treat him like a white boy, bro. I ain't like that. That's my nigga. Like, y'all never charged Kai when he came here and he streamed. Like, bro, like, don't do that. Don't treat my nigga, Aiden, like, you got somebody green. Like, now, if they were saying, yo, Ak, we love you, that's valid. But every streamer or any other nigga gotta pay whatever amount of money, I'd be like, all right, that's what it is, so we're gonna have to work around it. Bruh, again, I love Kai, but like me, I don't know Kai's business. Maybe Kai did pay 100 bands. I don't know. But nigga, the niggas in the air. Now y'all tell me 100 bands, bro. Bro, stop it, bro. And again, it's not Aiden got it, of course. But nigga, that whole trip, I really was on like, yo, this is on my face. Like, yo, it's not happening, bro. It is not happening. And again, I don't want to get into the full details of the shit. All I would tell y'all, Aiden stream, he never paid $1. That's a fact. And, anytime if you hear him or Cuff him say something positive about me, it's because, nigga, that's because I made sure that didn't happen. Because I'm like, yo, bro, I'm going to keep it a beam with you. Like, bro, I don't know what's going, like, I don't know if it's like, and I got some theories. I think they might look at like, oh, Aiden offered money all the time. He offered Cardi $2 million. All right, cool. Like, that's my nigga though. And also, I tell them boys at the tour, I'm like, yo, when I brought Vlad there, I know some people might not like Vlad, but that's like, y'all love me. And I'm glad I get enough leeway to bring a guest. I'm not bringing a guest everywhere, but just treat my guest good. Like, don't treat it like, because my guest is a representation of me. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if Aiden landed, he done announced this shit, he got to pay $100,000. Bro, y'all would be crazy. Like, y'all would have thought about the experience differently. So, shit, I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's why I ain't stream. I made sure I did what I had to do off of this shit. Lo and behold, I say, there was, Aiden had a good time. He ain't paid no money. And he streamed, obviously, him meeting YoungBoy, that's, that's some shit I can't even guarantee. Like, that's not me. But for sure, I would have felt crazy if my nigga paid $100,000. And in my mind, it was just like, yo, not because he a white boy, he should be paying none of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if y'all charge Kai that and be like, yo, well, y'all are the biggest streamers, everybody paid this. I don't know. Maybe, but I felt like it was a white boy tax, and I was like, nah, that's my nigga, bro. Stop it. Anyway, cut that. Yo, I'm not even going to go through the rest of this, man. Like, they was just bitching about a whole bunch of shit. Allen can't show to demonstrate the necessary purpose. Oh, my God. They're just, like, yapping, bro. He should be compelled to, yapping, bro. Hold on. I got to show you where they actually say they wanted me to pay money. They wanted me to pay money. Hold on. Probably not in here. It's in another one, but fuck it, bro. Anyway. Okay. Somebody said there's a checking tax. Yo, I'm going to keep it a bean with you, bro. Like, bro, it's not even an Aiden thing. Yo, let me tell you this. I'm in like a very interesting position. I ain't never one of the biggest streamers. Kai, Aiden, Speed are the biggest streamers. Even Platboy Max are the biggest streamers. I know, like, me and Max, we probably, like, obviously because some shit, but like, me and Max, we ain't got no problem right now. If I try to hook Max up with an opportunity and niggas is trying to tax him, nigga, I'm going to do the same thing, bro. Like, I honestly feel like my position in the game is trying to further what we got going on. Bro, I used to cover NBA YoungBoy when he was 16 years old, when he was not big of an artist at all. He's doing arenas. Bro, let me tell you this. Like, when y'all see me at the concerts, I know y'all be like, you're a little bit too old for this. Nigga, I feel proud, my nigga. You know why? Because that's my legacy. Every artist you've seen popping right now, that's my legacy. You get what I'm saying? So me, I love seeing what they got going on. I try to help them, but I also try to help the newer dudes, like, because we in a new wave. We in a whole new wave, so it is what it is. All right, bet. Whack want to call in.
Oh, we gotta. Oh, they said Nikki was talking about me on Spaces. No, she wasn't. Who lying about me? Who lying about me? Let me see. Was Nikki talking about me on Spaces? Yo, Nikki hates me. It's gonna be the worst thing ever. Fuck this bitch ass, chipmunk ass, hoe ass, fuck nigga. Let me see. What?
Okay. First things first. Dear DJ Akademiks. DJ Akademiks, you are asking questions. You are asking logical questions and expecting logical answers. However, there is nothing logical in a game. Okay? There's nothing logical in these games. You understand? You are in a game that you never signed up to play. The people that are doing this are using you as a part of the game as just another distraction to the docket. You see, a bunch of staged court cases, staged, depositions. You see, the things that you are doing that you thought they wouldn't think that you would do, they did know that you would do that. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They want you to go on the internet and scream about them. Anything but anything but for the people to pay attention to them dockets. You see, the questions that you're asking are logical, but only if this were in a logical frequency. You are just a part of this game that those people are currently playing. They need the loudest voices to be irritated at the same time to get on social media to drown out the docket. They need to distract you. They need to distract my fans to drown out the docket.
Yo, chat, please. What do I gotta do? Do I gotta hit up Azalea Banks? We gotta get out of this group chat. Now, let me address what Nikki's saying. By the way, I want to make it clear. Obviously, for the Barbs and for anybody else, me and Nikki hasn't had the best relationship. We really haven't had a relationship at all. I think the last time we talked just wasn't friendly. It's whatever. I don't think she's dying to try to talk to me. I don't think I'm dying to talk to her. And that's important to say because sometimes you'll get these people who are skeptical that think people are in cahoots. And if I was in cahoots with people, Nicki Minaj would be the last person. Okay, so it's like when you hear me say this, it's really because when you hear me say anything, it's because I'm like, I wish I could come on here and call her batshit crazy, and I would probably have a nice little field day. It would have been amazing. But then I've seen certain things where I'm like, I'm not gonna come on here and be like everything she's saying is true, but I'm like, yeah, I can't say nothing that she's saying is absolutely false, given what I've seen that the people she's talking about have done. That's reality. Now, to her comments. And I need the audience to hold me accountable. But to make sure I don't get cynical, if that makes sense. Because when Nikki says that, and I'm telling you, without looking at anything, I'm reacting live.
Y'all could clip the whole thing. There's not like I'm researching. As she's talking about distraction, and we want the loudest voice, and I would guess like, and suppose maybe I'm one of the loudest voices, maybe, I don't know. They want them to speak about certain things that could be a distraction. And usually I would say, nah, you're full of shit. Except I want to keep going back to my first deposition with Rock Nation, where the moment that I told people what they were attempting to do to me, their lawyers said, tell Desiree this. And that was shocking. And what I took from that, honestly, was, oh, they're trying to sue me. They're trying to build some shit up. But maybe, I don't know. And again, I'm shooting from the hip here. Maybe as what Nikki's saying, no, they're involving you because they know you are a nigga who's gonna say everything online, and you are someone who could easily try to bring the conversation elsewhere while they still do other things subvertly. That's what I have to believe. Do y'all understand? Do I have to repeat it again? I will. In my perspective, what Nikki just said, it made slightly sense when she says, they're not that surprised that you're running your mouth. Because, yo, chat, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. Yo, you know when there were some people on Twitter like, yo, Ak, you're editing your tweet mad times. I wrote those tweets driving away from the courthouse. Bro, you know, yo, you can't do nothing to Akademiks in secret, bro. I'm not going to wait till I couldn't even wait till I get to the crib, bro. Nigga, y'all, go look at my story on Instagram. I drove past the police tweeting, my nigga. Like, I'm going to let everybody know, world know. So that's why I was shocked. I'm like, if they know who I am, and then I seen there was a tweet that said, tell Desiree, are they scared that I'm going to bring it to the public? Or maybe it's within their plan that Akademiks is going to bring certain things to the public. I can't tell. I really don't know. So when Nikki says, no, Ak, they know what you're going to do. They're just using you as the loudest mouthpiece for a distraction, though. Again, I know some of y'all want to say, no, Nikki's sick, Nikki's whatever, but I can't dismiss it. I can't. I cannot dismiss it. Let me see if I can look it up. I don't know if anyone has a screenshot of it. Right here. These lawyers, they couldn't either hold their bladder or they all needed food. I think somebody did number 2 or something while we were doing it. They're like, yo, we need some more time. We got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, damn. Yo, what y'all got in the cafeteria up there at the Rock Nation lawyer offices? They could hold their bladders break after break after break. So on one of the breaks, I posted, yo, they're asking me crazy shit up in here about Drake everybody. Listen, I'm going to snitch. I'm going to tell the world. Look what she says. And this is where I realized See, that's the thing. They know I'm going to say it. Yo, one thing for sure when it comes to shit like this, people know Akademiks ain't holding it down. I'm telling I'm sparking up the stream to tell. He got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. If you the lawyer. Look, here we go. I don't know if you can see it, but look, listen. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. And this is where I realized we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. Look, so this message here, while I'm talking to them, says, tell Des I said, blah, blah, blah. He couldn't get to the end of the shit without posting it. So when Nikki says that, I want to say, Nikki, you're losing it. You're full of shit. However, Rock Nation already showed that when, y'all know me, I'm the same person. I'm going to run my mouth. Pause. When I start to expose shit, they said, tell Des. And I was thinking, oh, tell Des because that's a bad thing. But the way Nikki just made it sound, they knew you were going to do this. They used you as a mouthpiece to distract. You get what I'm saying?
Look what she says. And this is where I realize we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. If you're the lawyer for Megan Pete, why would you need to tell Des? Who's Des? The only Des that I know, and I could be wrong. Desiree Perez, the co-founder and chief executive officer of Rock Nation. So you did this. So with y'all sitting there with me for 7 hours claiming that y'all had zero affiliation. And that, yes, even if y'all did represent Rock Nation, this is a Meg Thee Stallion thing. My conduct in that deposition, y'all are in an internal chat reporting, go tell Rock Nation CEO this. Akademiks is posting about the deposition.
Am I losing the chat? Tell me. It appears to me that their association with Desiree Perez may have be what exactly Nikki's saying. Yo, Ak, you think you getting some exclusive shit, but they're using you as a distraction for the real shit.
Tell Rock Nation CEO this. Akademiks is posting about the deposition. Come on, gang. Come on. When I tell y'all that Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, in my belief, is lining the whole industry up, and everything, even the Meg Thee Stallion, the Halle Baileys of the world, if you connect it to Rock Nation, trust me, they're cooking up some type of poisonous secret sauce to get your ass. Y'all think I'm lying? Well, here it is in 4K. The lawyers of Megan Thee Stallion, because I posted a story saying, yo, I'm in this deposition, they're asking about Drake. She says, tell Des. I said he couldn't get to the end of the depo without posting about it. All these names, it'll be interesting to figure out who these people are. Kayla Fleming, Julian Scholem, Joseph Bashi. They're probably pretty good. They're probably pretty good guys. I have nothing wrong with Quinn Emanuel, but I could tell that Rock Nation is a puppeteer pulling them strings.
These were all the lawyers that were on it.
That's not onto y'all chat. This particular deposition, I'm not a defendant. I'm not an involved party. They claim that I might have discoverable evidence. That's why they've subpoenaed me. And the subpoena required me to do a deposition that they should have been asking me about my knowledge of any information that could help or hurt the defendant or the plaintiff. And the people they asked me about was people like Nicki Minaj, Drizzy Drake. Hey, did Drake ever pay you? Did he ever do this? Who is Grand Wizard Chat Nigga? What else they asked me? Well, they asked me everything. But y'all didn't focus on the case. They asked me mostly about Tory. It's a little bit odd to me. But anyway, if anyone, because sometimes people think I'm cool, like, yo, Wack, you just making shit up. In the deposition for Meg, they're saying tell Desiree.
Let's go back to what Nikki said.
Okay. First things first. Dear DJ Akademiks. DJ Akademiks, you are asking questions. You are asking.
Yo, chat, I hate to cut it off here, but I'm going to be honest with you. Nikki has she has a bigger bank account than me. I love the chat niggas, but the Barbs are really in this. I kind of don't want to fight this fight. Respectfully. And don't call me a bitch, but I don't want to fight this fight. I'm kind of watching. It looks like Nikki is down to fight the fight. But I kind of want to say, like, Nikki, I'm not. You're on your own.
You are asking logical questions and expecting logical answers. However, there is nothing logical in a game. Okay? There's nothing logical in these games. You understand? You are in a game that you never signed up to play. The people that are doing this are using you as a part of the game as just another distraction to the docket.
What docket is she talking about? Does anybody know what docket she's talking about?
You see a bunch of staged court cases, staged, depositions. You see, the things that you are doing that you thought they wouldn't think that you would do, they did know that you would do that. That's why they're doing what they're doing.
So Halle Bailey and DDG, a bunch of new stuff came out today. I 100% agree with everything Akademiks said. You got to think about it, gang. I've been reading the Shade Room comments and all that stuff. They're still finding any way to offend her. Oh, she just had a baby. Oh, she's going through PPD. And these texts are in 2022 before Halo wasn't even a thought yet, gang. And they're talking about postpartum depression. Like, women just need excuses for everything. They take, like, the accountability taken in these situations is on zero. And even when you bring out facts, they're still gonna find an excuse and still find a way to be mad. But I'm not gonna lie though, gang. Like, DDG is, I don't know. I'm honestly not surprised that Halle Bailey is crazy like that. Or maybe DDG is doing something to these girls that make them act the way they act. Who knows? But hey, man, it's a boy. Big Act News. It's a crazy, crazy situation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'm out.